Yeah. So my name is Maxwell Bogue. I'm the CEO of Wobbleworks, and we're the company responsible for the 3Doodler. The 3Doodler is the world's first 3D pen. It's essentially a pen that allows you to create physical objects and to draw in the air. So back in 2012, me and my business partner, Peter Dilworth, were creating a robot dinosaur using one of our 3D printers. And as a result, it missed a layer. And my partner, Peter Dilworth, said, oh man, I wish you could just take the nozzle off of the 3D printer and fill in that missing gap. And that was really the inspiration for the 3Doodler. We then proceeded to print some parts on that 3D printer, and then we took apart the 3D printer and created the first 3Doodler, which we actually wrote on the side, 3Doodler. We then kickstarted it in 2013 in February. We had 26,000 backers on our Kickstarter project, which was insane. We were asking for around $30,000 to pay for the tooling costs of the material, and we ended up raising around $2.3 million. So it was a bit more than we were expecting. Since then, we did a second Kickstarter in 2014 where we launched the 2.0. We raised about $1.5 million on that Kickstarter. It was more like to get back to the community in a lot of ways because we had upgraded and made improvements. And then this year, we just introduced the 3Doodler Create, which is our third generation pen, which is our main pen there, which does ABS, PLA, and Flexi. So like my wallet, my phone case, those are all made using the 3Doodler Create. We also just introduced in May the 3Doodler Start. This is our kids pen. So this is a battery-powered pen. It uses micro USB. It recharges 45 minutes to an hour. And the material that comes out of it is a special eco-friendly plastic that melts at a lower temperature that we developed for children. It won't burn you. Yeah. It's around 40, 45 degrees Celsius. It's like a warm bath, but it's not gonna like cause damage, which is the key.
That's smart.
Yeah, thanks. And then it's biodegradable. So you can put it, dirt will consume it 45, 50 days. Different materials have different properties. So PLA, or polylactic acid, which gives you this lovely like sheen material, that's a corn-based substance. That's biodegradable. And then we have ABS, which is recyclable, and Flexi is also a Class 7 recyclable. We also just introduced in September the 3Doodler Pro. So this is by far our most professional-orientated pen, as it suggests. The case is a carbon fiber casing, real carbon fiber. This isn't fake. It also has a motor that's 4 times bigger than the Create pen, and it has variable temperature and speed controls. So you can set the temperature and the speed, and the reason that we want to do this is because it opens up a whole new library of material. One of my favorite additions to the Pro is this is our wood filament. It's pine. So if you smell it,
it's actually wood?
It's 20% waste pine. You can sand it and stain it, so this is a sanded and stained version. So cracks in your floorboards. If you're really into woodworking, you might sink nails a lot and use wood putty. Wood putty's kind of toxic. This is PLA combined with wood, so it's a biodegradable substance. Bronze, copper, nylon, polycarbonate. So polycarbonate's the same material that we use for plastic suitcases. Super strong material, hardens in half a second. So it's a lot of fun. Nylon, this is the same nylon we find in clothing. It's dyeable with fabric dyes. Then the bronze and the copper, you can polish them up and you get a really, but you use a buffer or something like that. And then there are 20% fill of bronze and 20% of copper and a PLA substrate to hold them together. Feel the weight.
Oh yeah, that's got some, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
What I hope to.
Yeah.
My name is Raul Farias, and I'm a painter, an artist by trade, but by day my 9 to 5 is animation. That's how I keep the lights on. Just showing here with my pals. So we get together as a collab and create art, try and sling it and see what people like. It's just the stuff that we would probably want to wear. I would say a lot of my culture is seeping into that for sure. I'd say in the last few years, I'd say like maybe 5 years, I've been going more and more to Mexico to visit family. And each time I come back, I'm just in love with it. Like the colors, for example, in this one are, they're not scared of colors. Like their houses, if you go over there, just like everything's bright, everything is, I love it. I like anywhere you look over there, it's just art. So I've started bringing that into my art, you know. Before my stuff was very illustrative because of my animation background, but it's becoming a little more, you know, I don't know, abstract. But hopefully in the future, full-time being an artist, just doing what I want. Yeah, not having to do a 9 to 5. That's awesome. Thank you. So I have a website. It's fariasart.com. That's Farias art.com. And I have Instagram. It's 3 underscores. Farias 3 underscores. Yeah.
Okay, well, I go by Big C and part of the Hit Squad crew. There's actually 2 very different things here. I've got the Epidermia line, which is basically, it's a different land, but they gain powers by wearing the skin of other creatures. This kind of reflects my brain. You know, I'm a Marine veteran with PTSD, so that's kind of how I see the world. That's the way I look at it. And then Baby Fats, the cute guy over here, that's something I created. That's like hope. That's like my idea of change and maybe not having all the crap that comes around with PTSD and stuff. And so that's kind of the hope side of my brain and the dark side of my brain. As I sculpt, pieces of the story just kind of come to my head. And
So these are little pieces of you.
yeah. Well, I mean, everything's on big_C_art on Instagram. And then the other, there's baby.fats, Fatts. That's that. And then I actually just opened epidermia.art because I had like 90 pictures and I didn't want to flood everybody's feed. So yeah, it's decon right now. It's all decon all day. I do have some other shows coming up. I don't know the actual dates yet. That's still being worked out, but I will definitely let everybody know all that.
So I'm Geoff Pascual. I'm a watercolor artist. I showcase my artwork at various different conventions, mainly in Southern California. I paint traditionally like watercolor, ink, pen, pencil, and I make prints out of them and sell them. For these conventions, I usually do like pop culture stuff because it's more like relevant to what people react to. But on the side, I do like more of my personal, like original stuff, just kind of experimenting with the medium itself. Honestly, I'm embarrassed to say that I don't know a lot of like artist names, but I mean, I have a Pinterest board and I just like pin a bunch of stuff that it's more of like a certain like feel to the art, not so much like I don't follow like names of artists, but like when I see something with like great composition or color or like a certain style, like I just pin it. You know, the first 90, like 80% of the piece is like the groundwork. So I sketch out the composition, like the proportions, like everything first, and then the last 20% is like watercolor. Like I go over it with like a wash of color over the sketch, and then I go in and kind of touch up in like render certain spots that are like focal points and then leave other parts like watercolor just kind of speak for itself. Yeah, I was painting a little bit at the conventions. My watercolor pieces that I've done this convention. This one's about like 13 hours in, so I just kind of like was working on it, a little bit of progress this weekend. I usually go off of like what I'm inspired to do or like if I'm pulling in a certain direction as far as like a character or a show that I'm watching. So yeah, I guess, but I'm lucky enough to like have tastes where people enjoy the same characters too. So PascualProductions.com. It's spelled Pascual Productions.com. You can browse like my art gallery and have a few t-shirts and like original pieces up there too.
I'm Rose. I'm from Montebello, California.
And I'm Matt. I'm from Fairfield, California.
Nice. And have you guys come both days or just today?
Just today.
Nice. When you came here, were you looking to meet any particular artists or see any of the particular artists' art?
Yeah, actually I came because I wanted to see Bill Doran. I heard he was here with Tested, and I really wanted to check out their booth and see if I could get him to sign some stuff I made. It was really awesome meeting him. He was a super nice guy, and it's cool to actually see them doing live builds too. So
Yeah, they built that power loader for the dog. Did you see them doing that?
Attach it, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
we were over there earlier.
started when we were over there.
Oh, really? I mean, we probably need to hustle back over there then.
No, I totally want to see it in action.
Are you guys enjoying your time here at the con?
Definitely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's,
Do you go to a lot of cons like these, designer and art cons?
we do like anime and furry cons, and so it's kind of like this on a smaller scale. But it's really cool to see like this many artists come together. Like we really weren't expecting this many people, especially like a $10 price tag. That's nothing compared to Anime Expo where they're like $60 for one day. So this was like a huge treat, huge surprise, and definitely coming back next year.
Yeah.
But for like the whole weekend and not just one day. It's just been an awesome experience. This con is amazing, and it's been a huge inspiration to us who want to like start trying to make a living off of our art and our work. Seeing so many people being able to do that and do what they love it's fantastic. There's no words to describe it. You have to come out and check it out.